Over the last few days, fans of Basketball Wives have been stunned by unexpected news. Brooke Bailey, a familiar face on the show, has not only been removed from the cast, but also reportedly banned from participating in any major reality TV shows in the future. This development came as a surprise to many, as she had been one of the most recognizable and talked about personalities on the series. So, what really happened behind the scenes? Why has Brooke been cut off so suddenly and so completely? And what dark secrets may be connected to the heartbreaking death of her daughter? Let's take a closer look at everything that's unfolded. The announcement of Brooke's departure from Basketball Wives Season 12 came out of nowhere. Not only was she dropped from the show, but she was also written out of future episodes and storylines. Even more shocking, the decision reportedly came from none other than Shaunie Henderson, an executive producer and a longtime leader of the show's production team. According to sources, Shaunie made the final call just hours before the story went public. In addition to being let go from Basketball Wives, it appears that Brooke has been blacklisted from other TV opportunities as well. Networks are reportedly distancing themselves. She hasn't been invited to any reunion episodes, talk shows, or spin-offs. As of now, Brooke seems to have vanished completely from the world of reality television. What's puzzling is the silence that followed. Neither VH1 nor Brooke herself has released an official explanation. Shaunie hasn't commented publicly either. But while those directly involved have stayed quiet, social media hasn't. Fans are talking, and many believe there's more to this than a simple contract dispute or on-screen drama. Some are pointing to a much more tragic and disturbing event: the death of Brooke's daughter, Kayla Nicole Bailey, who passed away in a car accident on September 25, 2022. At the time, it was described as a tragic and sudden loss of a young life. But according to recent updates, the situation may not have been as straightforward as it seemed. When the crash happened, investigators noted something strange. There were no brake marks on the road. This means Kayla didn't try to stop the poison car before impact. There was no sign that she swerved or attempted to avoid the crash. It was sudden, total, and unexplained. For a long time, these details went mostly unnoticed by the public. However, things took a serious turn just a few days ago. Law enforcement officials reportedly reopened the investigation and gained access to Kayla's phone records. What they found has changed everything. Right before the crash, Kayla had made a phone call to her mother, Brooke. The call lasted several minutes, and investigators were able to listen to a recording of it. According to insiders, what they heard was heartbreaking. Kayla was crying, panicked, and clearly overwhelmed with emotion. Her words were unclear, but her distress was obvious. The emotional state she was in raised even more questions. What exactly happened during that call? What did she say? And perhaps more importantly, what didn't she say? After this discovery, police reportedly brought Brooke in for questioning. While it wasn't considered an arrest, it also wasn't a casual conversation. Sources close to the investigation say the interview was intense and focused. Brooke was asked about what was said in the call, Kayla's emotional condition, and whether she knew something that could shed light on what happened that day. Although Brooke hasn't been charged with a crime, the investigation remains open. Authorities are now considering whether Kayla's crash was truly accidental, or if it was caused by emotional stress triggered during that final phone call. Things get even more complicated when looking into Kayla's family background. For years, viewers of the show have noticed that Brooke rarely spoke about Kayla's father. In fact, very little is known about him at all. He was never mentioned publicly by Kayla, and Brooke often avoided discussing him in detail. But now, new theories are surfacing. According to unconfirmed reports, Brooke may have kept her daughter's father a secret for a very serious reason. Some sources suggest he may have been involved in illegal activity, possibly something dangerous enough to affect those close to him. This theory claims Brooke chose to protect Kayla by keeping her away from her father. However, this decision may have caused unintended consequences. Some people believe that shortly before the accident, Kayla had either discovered who her father was or had tried to reconnect with him, perhaps against Brooke's wishes. That emotional phone call, placed moments before her death, might have been about this very topic. There's no official confirmation of this theory, but the timing of The call and the emotional turmoil in Kayla's voice have raised suspicions. Some believe Brooke may have been trying to stop her daughter from revealing or acting on something important. Others think it was simply a painful family matter that spiraled out of control. In the end, we still don't have all the answers. But what's clear is that Brooke Bailey's sudden disappearance from TV might be connected to something much deeper and more tragic than anyone expected. Fans are left with questions, investigators are still searching for clarity, and the truth behind Kayla's final moments continues to unfold. The sudden fall of Brooke Bailey, a tragedy beyond television. Not long after the police reopened an investigation and questioned Brooke Bailey, Shaunie Henderson acted quickly. Reports say that soon after Brooke was brought in for questioning, her time with the show ended. The decision to remove her was immediate and final. There was no room for negotiation. Just like that, she was gone from the reality TV world she helped shape. Behind the scenes, no public statement was given, and no detailed reason was shared. However, many believe the choice was made to protect the show's reputation. Even though Brooke hadn't been charged with anything, her name being linked to an ongoing police investigation was enough. Shaunie likely wanted to avoid any possible legal trouble or bad press that could harm the brand. For Brooke, it was a harsh and sudden blow. And for many fans, it felt cold and unfair. Some people believe that instead of being supported during one of the most difficult times in her life, she was cast aside, discarded just when she might have needed help the most. News of Brooke's firing spread quickly online. The internet was soon divided. Hashtags like Justice for Kayla and Free Brooke started trending. Some fans demanded answers, saying Brooke was being blamed for something no one could have predicted. They argue she's being used as a scapegoat, a convenient target during a confusing and emotional situation. The story centers around Brooke's daughter, Kayla, who died in a car crash that had once been considered a closed case. But now, new questions have resurfaced. There are whispers about a phone call between mother and daughter just before the accident, a call that may hold important clues. The lack of answers and Brooke's silence are only fueling more speculation. One social media user wrote, "This isn't just a reality show drama anymore. It's about a mother, her child, and a painful secret that may have changed everything." Another person commented, "Brooke never wanted to talk about Kayla's father. Maybe now we understand why." Some wonder if Brooke has been hiding something all along. Others think she's simply grieving, and the attention being thrown her way is both unfair and cruel. Either way, people are picking sides. In the court of public opinion, judgment is already being passed, even though no charges have been filed and no evidence has been made public. The questions keep coming. Was Brooke trying to protect her daughter, or was she hiding something she couldn't face? Was Kayla's crash a tragic accident, or could it have been a silent plea for help that no one noticed in time? Is Brooke being punished for something outside her control, or is there more to the story than we know? What began as just another dramatic twist in a reality TV franchise has now become something much deeper. This is no longer about screen time or show ratings. This is a real story about loss, heartbreak, and the mystery that continues to surround Kayla's death. Brooke Bailey's removal from Basketball Wives didn't happen just because of TV drama. It seems to be about something far more emotional, a mother's grief being turned into public suspicion. While she once had a place in the spotlight, she's now being judged and questioned in ways that go far beyond entertainment. The phone call between Brooke and Kayla, made shortly before the crash, has become a key piece of the mystery. What was said in those final moments? Was Kayla crying? Was there a hint of fear or pain in her voice? Did Brooke know something she hasn't shared? These questions remain unanswered, and they hang heavily over the case. Even though fans may never hear the full recording or see the police reports, what has already come out is enough to stir strong emotions. To some, Brooke is a grieving mother being unfairly targeted. To others, she may be hiding painful truths. But maybe this story isn't just about right or wrong. Maybe it's about the hidden pain people carry, the secrets they keep to protect the ones they love, and the damage that happens when those secrets come to light too late. There's also another layer to all this. Kayla's father, someone Brooke rarely mentioned. Now, people are asking if he plays a larger role in this situation than anyone realized. The involvement of the police and the reopening of the case suggests something more serious may be at play. Brooke Bailey may no longer appear on our screens, but her story isn't over. Kayla's voice, captured in that final heartbreak. Over the last few days, fans of Basketball Wives have been stunned by unexpected news. Brooke Bailey, a familiar face on the show, has not only been removed from the cast, but also reportedly banned from participating in any major reality TV shows in the future. This development came as a surprise to many, as she had been one of the most recognizable and talked about personalities on the series. So, what really happened behind the scenes? Why has Brooke been cut off so suddenly and so completely? And what dark secrets may be connected to the heartbreaking death of her daughter? Let's take a closer look at everything that's unfolded. The announcement of Brooke's departure from Basketball Wives Season 12 came out of nowhere. Not only was she dropped from the show, but she was also written out of future episodes and storylines. Even more shocking, the decision reportedly came from none other than Shaunie Henderson, an executive producer and a longtime leader of the show's production team. According to sources, Shaunie made the final call just hours before the story went public. In addition to being let go from Basketball Wives, it appears that Brooke has been blacklisted from other TV opportunities as well. Networks are reportedly distancing themselves. She hasn't been invited to any reunion episodes, talk shows, or spin-offs. As of now, Brooke seems to have vanished completely from the world of reality television. What's puzzling is the silence that followed. Neither VH1 nor Brooke herself has released an official explanation. Shaunie hasn't commented publicly either. But while those directly involved have stayed quiet, social media hasn't. Fans are talking, and many believe there's more to this than a simple contract.